Diana, your automotive woman, and this week I am test driving the 2021 Genesis GV80 all-wheel drive. So first I'm going to take you for a walk around, have a closer look at that interior and finish it off with a test drive. But don't forget, connect with me on social media and check out the new webpage Automotive Woman News, because I'm keeping you up to date on all the latest automotive and motorsport content from around the world. The GV80 represents Genesis' first luxury midsize SUV, a category which is filled with competition from Alpha Romeo, Audi, Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Volvo. The list goes on and on. I'm only naming a few, but Genesis suggests what separates themselves from the competition is their ability to offer luxury, comfort, quality with unmatchable value. But to be more specific, I'm test driving the GV80 all-wheel drive with the advanced trim with the smaller engine. So this one is the 2.5-liter four-cylinder turbo with an 8-speed automatic transmission. It's producing 300 horsepower with 311 pound-feet of torque. But how's it sound when in sport mode? Like I just mentioned, I'm test driving the advanced trim with the smaller engine, which means I'm missing some tech that I wouldn't necessarily require, like Smart Park. Smart Park is a feature I reviewed previously and allows you to pull into parking spaces that are tight or pull out, all by using your key fob. Now, I don't have that feature in this particular trim, but what I do have is a remote starter on my key fob, and allows you to preheat or cool your cabin before you get in. Now keep watching, because there is some more that this key fob can do for you. There's no denying the fact the Genesis GV80 looks fantastic from front to back, beginning with the G Matrix LED light design style to the wide body stance, the metallic paint, and these 20-inch wheels. Everything comes together so nicely. But it doesn't matter which trim level you purchase, you're going to receive a standard tech, both front and rear camera angles with pre-collision braking and parking sensors. You also have blind spot detection, smart adaptive cruise with lane keep assist and lane centering, and the graphics in the heads-up display look really good. But Genesis, being the luxury brand to Hyundai, you also receive the best safety feature in the industry, and it's something that I just reviewed in the Kia Stinger, and that is a video blind spot monitoring. And this essentially is when you use your turning signals, a video is projected through your driver cluster and it shows you what's going on beside you. I said it in the last video and I'll say it again. I wish this tech was offered across all manufacturers moving forward. Just like the Porsche Macan, Genesis also incorporates its manual push-to-open power liftgate into the wiper blade system. Now, remember I mentioned your key fob has some great tech. Well, pay attention, because it can potentially save you hundreds of dollars in metallic paint damage. So you're about to enter an underground parking lot for the first time, condo building, mall parking lot, and you forget to preset your height. Well, using your key fob, you can immediately stop it from opening. Wait to reclose, and when it's opening, you can use these buttons to set the height, and you don't have to worry about it anymore. Now, when the trunk is open, the GV80 leads all of its German competitors in overall cargo capacity. If you need more space, well, the seats fold in a 60-40 split. You can use the buttons on the side to help you lower it from here. Now, to put them back up, you unfortunately have to walk all the way around and manually put them back up. In this area right here, you'll also find your 12-volt port connection. This is also nice. I don't have the optional third row seating, so I have an extra cover, and it allows me to cover the bumper so I don't scratch it. I also have a cargo cover. Everybody receives a cargo cover as standard. If you need some more space, well, underneath here, Genesis doesn't provide you with a spare tire. Instead, they give you more space for small items. The back seats of the GV80 is fine for either 2 or 3 guests. These seats are heated, but if you want ventilation, you're gonna have to upgrade to the Prestige package. If you want some more added comfort, well, these seats move forwards and backwards, and they recline. For the passenger sitting on this side, if you need more leg space, well, you could actually move this seat forwards, backwards, and you could recline it as well, providing them with some more leg comfort, which is outstanding. Even headspace is fantastic as well. As for storage, it's available behind both front seats on the side. On the side, it's just narrow and small. It's good for snacks. And of course, you have your 2 traditional cup or bottle holders on top of here that you can take advantage of when nobody's sitting in the center. As for your climate control, well, you can find that behind the center panel with the addition of 2 USB ports and a 3-prong outlet. I agree with Genesis. The GV80 is a great example of luxury, comfort, and quality for an amazing value. I haven't even been showing you the top trim Prestige, as I've mentioned a couple times, and you receive so much. So I'm gonna keep it going. Starting with the dual panel sunroof, which is completely power operated. Then every seat in here is leather. Both the front seats are power operated. They're heated and ventilated in combination with a heated steering wheel. To control all of that, you have to use your climate panel, which is a touch screen. And using the same panel, you can control your front and rear. Now the rest of the steering wheel is pretty simple. It has an old school vibe to it, and it is also power operated. You can move it closer, further away, up and down. On the right hand side, you have your voice commands, your Bluetooth, and your radio settings, and you receive 3 months of complimentary Sirius XM. On your right hand side, I've already mentioned it, but you have your smart adaptive cruise, and when you're using it, it looks amazing when you also take advantage of the heads-up display. If you guys watch my channel, you know I'm not a fan of the heads-up display, but I've been using it all week long because the graphics look so cool. Then for the driver cluster, it's a blend of analog and digital. And remember, I mentioned that video blind spot monitoring. To take advantage of it, you have to use your turning signal. As for the infotainment system, it's 14.5 inches long. It's huge. It's a touch screen. If you want to minimize the touching on the screen, well, you could actually use your dial knob as well. Now, I've highlighted this similar system in the Kia Telluride, so it has some of the other features that I enjoy, like your sounds of nature, your passenger talk in quiet mode, which I speak about more during my test drive. But you also receive navigation, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, Wi-Fi hotspotting, and wireless charging. Storage a bit better up here, available on the sides. This is great, super deep through your center panel, and more storage and connectivity underneath your center panel. As for all of this, I love it. Genesis has kept everything simplistic, decluttered. Even the turning knob to put it into drive, park, or neutral looks really, really good. But lastly, driving modes, and you have driving modes and all-terrain modes. Terrain modes, you have snow, mud, and sand, and driving modes, you have eco, comfort, sport, with paddle shifters, and custom. Now let's hit the road so I can provide you with my final driving impression from this past week. 2021 Genesis GV80 with advanced trim and all-wheel drive. And the big question you need to ask yourself is, do you purchase the 2.5 liter or do you go for the 3.5? And let me tell you, it all depends on your lifestyle. So if you're going to be pulling a small trailer or outdoor equipment, you know, ATVs, Sea-Doos, Ski-Doos, those types of things, I would actually go for the 3.5, not because it allows you to tow more, but more so because it will be easier on your transmission. Both the 2.5 liter and the 3.5 both tow a max capacity of 6,000 pounds. But like I just said, it's going to be easier on your transmission, the more torque, the more horsepower is definitely going to help, in my opinion. Then the one thing I noticed with this one is when you throttle mash it, right? Did you hear that? There's a lot of turbo lag, a lot. And that's pretty typical with turbos, but also if you just heard it, it took more than a few seconds to then de-accelerate. The RPMs keeps itself a bit higher and then drops back down, and that's interesting. So for example, I have this awesome off-ramp near my house, and I like to throttle mash it heading into it because it allows me to see how the vehicle is balanced, and a great balance in the Genesis. You don't have to give it a lot of steering input for it to turn, which is, you know, really, really nice. But I found that the RPMs stay too high for too long before de-accelerating. If you change to sport mode and use your paddle shifters, that helps. So that was just a bit strange. But personally, if I was purchasing the Genesis GV80, this is exactly how I would purchase it, the 2.5 liter turbo with the advanced trim, because, you know, I don't need smart park and that type of stuff. I know how to park. Hey, click the link above. I even teach you how to parallel park, the hardest. But anyways, besides that, all the space in here is fantastic. Doesn't matter if you're sitting in the front or back, connectivity is good as well. And I love the noise cancellation in here. Dare I say it's almost as good as an EV car. So this is amazing. As for visibility, it's good out the front and the sides, but huge blind spot out that third window. So I recommend, hey, giving a quick look over your shoulder, or if you don't want to use your blind spot detection because you don't like all the beeping, well then please use the video blind spot monitoring. This is the best feature in the whole industry. And when you combine it with that heads-up display, man, it looks great. I like this heads-up display. And I never like heads-up display because it's in your line of sight like it's supposed to be, but it's not nice to look at. It's usually all square and you know, mashed together, whereas this one's nice spread out, use different colors. I like that. It looks really, really good. But I also mentioned passenger talk, and then you have quiet mode, and then sounds of nature. Sounds of nature essentially allows you to change the noise in here, the ambiance. So if you're just driving on any typical day and you don't want to listen to music, well, you can just change the ambient sound in here, and this is pretty cool. Then quiet mode, it allows you to switch all the sound and only be projected out of the front seats, so backseat passengers can remain, you know, quiet area for working or for sleeping. And then you have passenger talk is great because when you do have the optional third row seats, then you push passenger talk and it allows you to communicate with those third row passengers a lot easier. But what I like to do is recommend a test drive because test drives are complimentary. So I'll provide a link down below so you can find your closest Genesis dealer. But these guys are fantastic. They come to you, so they make it even more convenient. But don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss How To Tuesday or Feature Car Friday. Thanks for watching, guys.